If desperation was a person, her name is Katy Perry.
My idea of feminine divine.
How did Katy Perry, the hottest pop artist ahead of Taylor Swift, Gaga, Beyonce, go from dream girl to a household embarrassment more cringe than JoJo Siwa?
Girl boss! You can do it! You go, girl!
And has less streams than a TikToker.
Sexy, confident. Oh my god, I haven't touched grass in a while.
If there was one person born to be the American boss babe, it must be Katy Perry. You know her, the teenage dream girl. 3 diamond singles with countless awards, a judge for American Idol, made more cash than Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Beyonce. An entrepreneur now, with a shoe brand, her perfumes, a drinks line.
Thursday!
What's not to like about her?
You were born to shine.
Sexy, confident, she is heaven sent, so intelligent, period. I know you said American
What?
Idol.
Did you say period?
Yes, I want to be the next American Idol. Thoughts, prayers?
You're a little late for that, but that was cute.
Yes, period. Thank you. Yes.
Quote, Katy Perry is still the queen of camp. So how did Katy Perry go from American dream girl to secondhand embarrassment? Who is desperately trying to appropriate Gen Z culture, working with an alleged rapist, won't stop releasing songs, and is doing side gigs like promoting football for another country. About to ruin the $340 million brand she built. That's exactly the mystery we will uncover today.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was bogus too.
And yes, we will indeed talk about how to save her branding crisis. But have you ever also felt stuck and lacking creative inspiration? Whether you're a marketer, artist, student, consultant, or doctor, there's a secret hack I always suggest to find new sources of creativity. And that is expanding your experiences. Where our sponsor Klook gave me the aesthetic inspiration on this video during my Tokyo trip. Klook is an experience booking platform with thousands of destinations around the world or in your own city. Not only did I get the best deals in Tokyo, the last minute trip I booked 9 days in advance, through the Tokyo Pass, I highly recommend. That got me into over 20 top museums and the metro. They also have some of the most hard to get tickets online, such as the iconic Team Lab at much better rates. It's easy to be overwhelmed in a new city, but Klook removes any stress about transportation, SIM card, entrances so you can enjoy and be creatively inspired. And it doesn't even need to be abroad. Just go on Klook and find out what cool experiences are right around you. It is such a good investment in yourself and your career because creativity is the key to all problem solving. Klook is having a crazy 10-year anniversary promotion. Go to klook.com/zoeunlimited and use code zoeunlimited to get extra 10% off on top of deals as high as 60% off. Definitely don't want to miss this. And guess what song came into the shuffle when I was in Tokyo? I don't think I listened to a Katy Perry song since middle school and first found out about Miss Katy Perry's rebrand in Paris when Pasha was like, Katy Perry just released a new song, and he kindly played Women's World for me on speaker in public, which after the first 2 seconds gave me enough secondhand embarrassment from Parisian side eyes.
Sexy, confident, so intelligent.
Quote, I just saw something about how she's performing in Australia soon, but they asked her not to sing songs from her new album. I wondered, damn, how bad is it? Well, now I know.
Cut!
So how did American boss babe Katy Perry steal the crown of most revolutionary rebrand from JoJo Siwa? As your marketing bestie, who graduated top 1% UCLA Business Economics with a background in marketing, we're going to explore how hot girl privilege and talent can still fail you if you have a terrible brand.
Katie, is there a reason why you work with Dr. Luke?
Isn't your album about women empowerment? Why are you working with Dr. Luke?
And how you Yes, you, no matter if you have hot girl privilege or not, can build a successful brand to help you down your career. And by brand, I don't just mean slapping your name on a shoe. Branding is about how your future college, future boss, future boyfriend sees you. And yes, you have one. I'm creating the series to analyze pop culture girl icons from a marketing perspective because many of whom do not recognize the power of influence they have over a generation of young girls.
You can buy a red Ferrari. Just do the decision. I will suck your dick. It's not easy.
So can the internet ever fall back in love with Katy Perry again? And what are some branding strategies that could help her? It's as if Katy Perry and Addison Rae are going on the opposite arcs, where one is going from cringe to artist and the other from artist to cringe. Let's first begin with the almost perfect brand of Katy 1.0. Katy Perry had a diamond track record of an artist. Anyone who breathed a single second in 2010s would have at least heard one of her mega hits: California Girls, Teenage Dream, Firework, E.T., and Last Friday Night. Those were the jam for elementary school Zoe. It was a brand of this vibrant party fantasy girl who can also tap into the alluring dark elements of the dark horse as well. And Vogue was right. Katy Perry was very campy. Her music and visual brands were very innovative. She was making trends. Everything she did was a success, even playing Smurfette in the Smurfs. Creating the Katy Cat collection with CoverGirl, on brand with her visual and album themes, and of course her perfume line and eventual shoe line. As a personal brand with aspirational value, it was very easy for her to tap into her young female audience who see her as their idol.
I just love you so much. Thank you.
There was only one problem. The party teenage girl brand works well in your 20s and maybe even 30s. But how much longer? Well, Katy 2.0 has something to say. Every artist goes through different eras of rise and falls as they experiment and innovate. But for Katy Perry, everything has gotten from progressively worse to eventually catastrophic ever since the Witness era, which has now been defined by Urban Dictionary as, quote, an artist's career where they failed to reach the public's high standards even though they did really well and has accomplished great feats. With Katy 2.0, everything she did since 2017 somehow only made her less and less likable. Was it truly purposeful pop or consecutive desperate attempts to save the ego?
Can you see me? I mean, I know you can see me. But can you really see me?
Well, the Witness album was not devastatingly bad. It just shows an artist desperate to change with no clear goal in mind. Going from partying to political discourse to wanting to be, quote, spread like a buffet and distract against Taylor Swift. Obviously, compared to previous mega hits, the responses are reasonably disappointing. But no worries, the next album will be a redemption, right? Wrong. Smile was another lukewarm attempt to repackage Katy Perry into a purposeful label without adding a tone of depth or serious to A, the music, B, the visuals. It's a shallow rebrand that neither appeals to the teenage party girl audience nor a mature targeted audience that will find animated clowns deep. It opened with 35,000 sales the first week, which is a fraction of the 286,000 sold in Prism's first week. Now we're having a rising alarm bell for a branding crisis. From a standalone perspective, the new albums just don't fit with the prior audience of Katy 1.0, young teenage girls who like to party. It takes time to find the right crowd who will enjoy Katy Perry's new rebranded art, which is not a failure on its own, but to the ego of a once chart-topping artist, this is catastrophic. So much so that Katy Perry was willing to try all the tricks, and I mean all the tricks she's got to reclaim her fame and prestige again, including blindly chasing trends and working with an alleged rapist into the true downfall of her brand, Women's World.
Happy release day.
I fear Katy Perry's having another flop album, and she's just not doing it right.
No.
Quote, it's a song that made me feel stupider every sorry time I listened to it. Quote, no, but Karma by JoJo Siwa feels less embarrassing to watch. Quote, it's just offensively boring, even though there sure was quite a bit of hype about how bad the 143 album was. Women's World spent one day on Spotify's US chart in the lower 100 and then completely vanished. So let us break down the 5 elements that made this a disaster of a rebrand. First, audience mismatch. As a song that was intended to embrace feminism, it came off as mid at best, but in actuality, offensive to the targeted women demographic.
It's a woman's world, and you're lucky to be living in it.
It's like, ooh, we're not about the male gaze, but we really are about the male gaze.
Quote, Katy Perry said purposeful pop and then stopped keeping up with current events for the next 7 years. Starting with the visual brand. The music video was just uncomfortable to watch, including flamboyantly peeing into the urinal, sticking gas pump into her actual butt, very male gaze centric shots into her chesticles that I have to blur out for YouTube, a bedazzled screwdriver, oh, and Trisha Paytas, which might be my favorite part of the music video. Not sure if anybody on Katy Perry's team ever had a thought that maybe, just maybe, this portrayal of a woman's world is neither relatable nor aspirational to Katy Perry's old party girl fan base or the intended conscious pop crowd. Quote, I Kissed a Girl was literally more empowering than this train wreck. Quote, that was an expensive way of saying I've been hitting the gym. It just seems like a self-promotional video about how great she looks while trying to pink wash the audience into buying this pro bono branding of feminism. And the lyrics crack me up. Quote, sexy, intelligent, so soft, so strong. She's a winner, champion. She's a sister, she's a mother.
She's a woman of multitudes. She's an entrepreneur, a shop owner, an artist, a mother, a daughter, a friend, a sister, a lover.
Quote, this feels like you asked ChatGPT to generate a music video about feminism.
It really does feel like ChatGPT wrote it.
It is no wonder that Karma by JoJo Siwa is outstreaming Katy's new single. And to make matters way worse, the second element, associations, makes this rebrand more of an embarrassment. What is a brand, guys? It is everything and anything something is associated with. Just like why Nike doesn't work with alleged rapists, elite artists don't work with alleged rapists. So why did Katy Perry stop working with Dr. Luke since Prism 2013 and suddenly start working with him again? Well, because the allegations came out in 2014. But after 2 back-to-back flops, Katy Perry is haunted by desperation. If Dr. Luke, the alleged rapist of Kesha, gave the golden touch to make many of Katy Perry's #1 hit singles, like Teenage Dream, California Girls, E.T. Last Friday Night, surely he would be the one to save this rebrand, right? Well, regardless, if Dr. Luke really did sexually assault Kesha, Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, just to name a few, his brand exists in other people's mind as an abuser. So what more of a joke is it for Dr. Luke to work on this fantastic song about women empowerment called Women's World? Quote, it may be a woman's world, but this video is 100% for men. And on top of the disastrous hypocritical brand of this partnership is the blatant truth. Dr. Luke is just as creatively bankrupt because, third, the music, aka the product, just shows that even with good marketing, a crappy product will not sell, let alone a product with marketing. We already talked about the underwhelming lyrics, but what might shock you more is, quote, how did this have 6 writers? Did they write 1 line each? Quote, she totally wrote Woman's World for Barbie and they didn't want it. The actual music itself sounds the same as every other 2010 song, with the past 7 years of surface level rebrand into purposeful pop. It seems like Katy Perry has come back in full circle into the only brand she knew, 2010 pop, only now with an inorganic brand of feminism added to it. It is the curse of a highly successful brand that exists in people's mind. That when only surface level rebrand by changing a few lyrics and calling it feminism, it is not appealing to the party girl brand fan base, nor attracts a new mature audience that finds any depth in Katy Perry's new music. Her overall brand in music and visual is just a constant confusion. While trying to pivot away from this drinking culture party girl image, she launches a non-alcoholic but still a drinks brand that reinforces her old party brand.
If you're thirsty on stage and you need a drink, it's very easy. You just do it. Tap, tap, tap.
Kind of like how JoJo Siwon wants to be seen as an adult only by swapping out pink bows for the black ones.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
Katy Perry wants to tap into feminism and Gen Z culture, but because she doesn't have a solid foundation of a strong brand of what she stands for, it just makes people think that she is mocking the whole culture.
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am. Am I the villain?
What is worse is, fourth, the response.
Girl boss! You can do it. You go, girl. You were born to shine. And we're kind of just having fun, being a bit sarcastic with it. It's very slapstick.
So the brand is now to make fun of feminism? Quote, the fact that you have to explain satire. Quote, I feel less empowered. Even with a good intention, the delivery was a miss, and the whole project kind of became what it was critiquing. Note, I also don't agree with the ageism attacks on Katy Perry saying that she's past the age of making good pop. It's not an age problem, it's a branding problem. All of Katy Perry's contemporaries, including Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Kesha, are still active and thriving, proving that it's not an age or era problem. It's that while undergoing a rebrand from teenage dream girl to conscious pop woman, Katy Perry has only been doing all the surface level work to appear deep and conscious, but in reality is only recycling the same things from 10 years ago, which really isn't helped by the last element of the downfall. Fifth, timing.
Katie, get up. It's release day.
I'm ready.
Instead of taking the market data as feedback, Katy Perry's team just said, nope, we'll just continue releasing songs without making sure that the very next release is a solid banger. Not a surprise, Lifetime didn't even make it to Billboard 100, nor did the collapse on I'm His, He's Mine. They just released misfires after misfires that strengthens a new brand. The brand of a cringy flop artist who can't get out of her Witness era. So what are some things that could help Katy Perry get out of this catastrophic limbo of her rebrand? First, it is very clear that Katy Perry is stuck between two brands. Her iconic fantasy girl self back in the 2010s associated with partying, male gaze, living young, with a mature, deeper brand that will appeal to an older, more conscious audience. While wanting to rebrand into this mature image, she never moved past a similar style of 2010 pop music with visuals that communicate depth. So I think it's crucial to first determine which one she genuinely wants to stick with, because a satire only works when the audience knows what you clearly stand for. And a core brand pillar is missing right now, leading to old fans losing connection with her.
So intelligent.
While not appealing to a new fan base yet. Second, no matter how great the marketing is, at the end of the day, the core product is the music. Without that, her personal IP is diminishing in value, meaning her shoe brand, fragrance, drinks brand value also go down. Instead of working with someone who is an alleged rapist and only brought negative attention instead of any actual streams to the music, find a creatively capable producer without a negative brand association. How about Espresso's producer, Hit Me Hard and Soft's producer, anyone else? Third, and most importantly, the desperation energy has got to stop. Icons attract attention. They don't chase after trendy feminism themes in attempts to hack streams. They create from their hearts, and people naturally follow because they feel the connection. Instead of putting out soulless back-to-back songs and albums, doing random side gigs like promoting football for another country. Take the time to create something worth listening to, or just take a break, work on the other ventures, or add value to other artists' lives like the American Idol days. I don't think Katy Perry came with ill intention at any point, but is haunted by the success from her earliest brand and is genuinely lost in how to pivot her brand to create a bigger impact. With that, even though the rebrand hasn't been successful so far, with time, clarity, and a track of consistency, she will find the right audience to grow the new brand stronger. But that brand has to come from a very genuine place in the heart, instead of a pink washing facade and doing very poor appropriations of Gen Z culture. Let me know if you think Katy Perry can come back from this woman world rebrand disaster, and comment which celebrity you'd like me to analyze next through a marketing perspective. This is your marketing bestie, Zoe Unlimited. Episodes are now available on all podcast networks, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Share this episode with someone you care about, and I will see you next week.